This is part C of the Kudilla television channel being broadcast on the same day, Sunday, 30th of June 2024. This one is timed at 15:40 hours GMT, although the broadcast just started at 15:25 hours GMT. This one, I'm examining the contents of interview or profile on David Lammy by Decca Aitkenhead. And I'm looking at the culture supplement, the piece under exhibition, and it's a fashion exhibition, a fashion victim, and it says the first Victoria and Albert exhibition about a model should be absolutely fabulous. But this Naomi Campbell show is just a bad PR job by Hadley Freeman. Now, Hadley Freeman used to be on The Guardian, one of The Guardian women columnists. And she left The Guardian, or according to some other accounts, she was given the sack. Whatever it is, Hadley Freeman is one of the Zionists, supports the Zionist state of Israel, supports the genocide of Palestinians, and is comfortably settled in the Zionist Sunday Times. And her piece about the Victoria and Albert Museum exhibition about Naomi Campbell is an additional one to the usual one she has as a slot, as a platform to comment. Now, this picture of Naomi Campbell, the prominent one that is on page 6, it draws the eye to the part of the thighs, backside of Naomi Campbell's thighs, that look quite aggressive. They don't look attractive, they look aggressive. And there is a picture which is not aggressive. They're taken of Naomi Campbell when she was a teenager, when she was aged 16. And it was a picture taken for the Elle UK magazine. And this aggressive one, aggressive backside of the thighs, is a picture Campbell on the runway for Azadeen Alaya in 1991. Now, the whole commentary by Hadley Freeman is consistent with the same line here, that the exhibition about Naomi Campbell is just a bad PR job. One of the things she actually has included is, and I'm looking for it, So she says, it can't say, that is the exhibition, can't say Naomi Campbell influenced the way women dressed like, say, Twiggy did, because Campbell was always too high glamour for that, and it can't always, I'll read that again, and it can't acknowledge that Campbell is unique precisely because of her race and suffered so many initial setbacks because of it. Because someone somewhere presumably deemed that patronizing, that is, someone somewhere is in the Victoria and Albert Museum establishment. The exhibition isn't honest about her real strengths or about her just as real weaknesses. Instead, the exhibition is darlings, you into a comma, and guides you firmly straight into the gift shop. A bomber jacket by Boss with Campbell's signature embroidered on the back for £3,350. Iconic, because Hadley Freeman says that they keep talking about her being iconic, and especially this one, the recent and the first man editor of the British Vogue is quoted as saying somewhere, let's see, yes, Edward Enninful, the former editor of British Vogue, claims, within quotes, Naomi and I share an unbridled passion for the process of creating iconic fashion imagery. So they are stuffing this whole exhibition with descriptions and messages that she is iconic. This behavior is generally described in the fashion industry as fabulous, iconic, amazing. If you behave like this in any other walk of life, you would be called at best a real piece of work. The Victoria and Albert Museum in London knows this, so it mentions almost none of it in a newly opened exhibition, Naomi in Fashion. Museum exhibitions are very much the big fashion trend. This summer, there is Sargent and Fashion at Tate Britain, which features lush John Singer Sargent portraits alongside the clothes that inspired them. Fashion City, about how Jewish Londoners shaped the nation's style at the Museum of London Docklands, and Imagery Conversations at Chatsworth, which showcases the designer Ardem's collection inspired by the Duchess of Devonshire. Snobs always sneer, but exhibitions about fashion can be wonderful because it's the most zeitgeisty of art forms, one that captures how people lived, the culture and the history of its time, and the glamour is undeniably beneficial for the museums. Fashion exhibitions guarantee big sponsorship. Naomi, the exhibition, is sponsored, for example, and crowds willing to pay for tickets, which is an increasing necessity for today's straitened galleries. With their free permanent collections, the Victoria and Albert V&A has a particularly good record when it comes to fashion exhibitions and has held multiple blockbuster ones about designers, Dior, Alexander McQueen, Chanel, but this is the first time it has dedicated an exhibition to one model, and it shows Because if museums want to charge, say, £18 a ticket, as the V&A asks for Naomi, then it needs to treat fashion seriously and not merely puff and gush. There is almost no mention of the behavior for which Campbell is known in his show. Well, what she is not spelling out, Hadley Freeman, is of course Naomi's violent behavior. Naomi has been reported by the media across the decades as being violent at various stages with various people, various women. The exhibition, for example, Hadley Freeman says, could have asked whether Campbell was more sexualized by photographers than white models, and Hadley Freeman thinks that she was. And it could have referenced her long-running feud with Tyra Banks, another black model. She is an American one, New York, who has claimed Campbell bullied her because she felt there was room for only one black model in 1990s fashion. Another reflection of how racist fashion was. Now, Naomi Campbell was obviously jealous of Tyra Banks. And by any objective kind of observation, Tyra Banks comes across easily the better looking one. That is my opinion, and my opinion has been right from the beginning when I first saw Tyra Banks' pictures. So this is Naomi Campbell, and Hadley Freeman generally has got it right about the promotion by Victoria and Albert. Now, in the Sunday Times magazine proper, that is the main magazine, on pages 20, what pages are they? Let's see where. So this is the one about David Lamy, whom I call David Slamy, because he is most decidedly very artificial and very corrupt and very mentally enslaved. Now his imitation of the other one, the mental slave, and crook Paul Boateng, he has dropped his imitation of Paul Boateng by the time he realized that he was coming across as Boateng more than Boateng himself in the accents that he adapted. So it's a different accent that Lamy uses. Now this is the heading, I have been underestimated all my life. Now that sums up, because Lamy is not talking about the struggle in that statement. He's not talking about racism in that statement. He's not talking about any of about black people, either from the Caribbean, born and brought up in the UK, or people coming from the African continent itself. So he says, I've been underestimated all my life, which means that in response to the underestimation, obviously he realizes he has become a sneak. And he has taken it upon himself to show that those who underestimate him will be proven wrong by his getting away with various tactics and ploys. So therefore, he lists his achievements, that is the defiance of his being underestimated, at being at Harvard, Lincoln's Inn, and at Westminster, of course. But the most importance he attaches to the place is the school, the Christian church school that he got a scholarship to it as a teenager. And that actually made him live. This is the piece that Haque Aitkenhead has produced for him. And there is this false, absolute false promotion of a picture with Obama, Barack Obama. Now, there is no way that Lamy knew Barack Obama. No way that he was a friend. He solicited Obama after Obama got on the front pages, as he successfully did the self-promotion himself. So to describe him as friend is false. And what Aitkenhead is doing about Lamy is what Hadley Freeman accuses the BNA of doing about the exhibition. Naomi? So his first wife, the black wife or black girlfriend, who was the June Saprong, he separated from June Saprong and then married a white middle class woman called Nicola Green. And to be honest, I've been underestimated all of my life. That is the truth of being me. No one thought I would leave Tottenham. No one thought I would succeed at the school I went to. No one thought I could get into Harvard. No one thought I would be a successful MP. And many people did not think I would still be here today. At every single stage, I have been underestimated, but I'm content with who I am, and I've got quite strong survival instincts. Hence, I'm still here. That is the end of the piece on page 31 of the magazine. And this is a mental slave. We shall be talking more about Lamy, Naomi Campbell, etc., in other editions. This is 19, just under 20 minutes long video, ending at 15:45 GMT, part C of the Khudila television channel, broadcasting only on the internet under the banner of Baby Angel Geronimo Manifesto Editions on Sunday the 30th of June 2024.